back again
And you know what it is?
with that third perspective, brother.
Where it's yours, mine,
And
this
I'll
guy.
always tell the truth, baby. You know what I'm saying? I always give you the truth, man.
Once
We
again, as he says.
We
We
got,
got another special guest in the building.
you know what I'm saying, the bro. Introduce
Homie,
yourself, man.
What's up, y'all? My name is Amir. You know, I came on the show. My man Arlington asked me, if I wanted to come through, and I was like, definitely, man. Definitely, just wanted to come and support.
Okay.
My boys.
Definitely, man.
Yes, it is another Viking Pride.
Viking Pride
Yes.
special, man.
Yes.
But on the last episode, we got into with Miss Ashley. We got into this power struggle between men and women, basically talking about how things have shifted lately in the last couple of years as far as with women's independence and with men taking different roles now.
That was a goodie.
That was a good one.
That was a goodie.
Just stuff shift a little bit in the last couple of years in between men and women.
Right.
Today, though, it's a good little Sunday.
Yes.
Y'all been to church before, y'all heard this. Men's Day.
Men's Day.
This is all about Men's Day today.
It's for the bros.
You know? I feel like this is the perfect topic for Amir.
Right.
And for me right now, too, with building for me, with growing for me. So, and I think this will help a lot. This will help a lot of women when y'all watch it, too.
Right. Definitely understand us a little bit better, Yo, man, it's a little closer to me, man.
When we
From
get-
here, it's the-
Let me get into it right now. Follow the podcast, Third Perspective Podcast on YouTube.
Yep, we got
Follow
our
us.
Instagram.
Third Perspective Podcast on Instagram.
We're getting our Twitter together, so it's going to be Third Perspective Podcast on Twitter as well.
Facts. And Instagram, all_don't do it. Twitter, all_don't do it. Facebook, Arlington J. Scott.
Keegan Ramjohn on Facebook, Twitter, special_K63, and Instagram is acentaur1. Follow us. You want to put your social media out there?
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Amir Day, DAI_9.
There you
Yeah,
go.
buddy. So, we about to get into this thing, man. Men's Day.
Men's Day.
What do y'all feel about the state of where men are at right now, as far as like what we came up through, stuff we dealing with, stuff we need to get out, stuff we don't get out.
So we talk about black men. Or
Black men.
Black men. We black men here.
Right.
Black men.
Let's go.
We in a rough place right now.
Yeah.
I think.
What you mean by that?
I think a lot of black men is in a rough place because we don't know how to deal with our mental health. We don't know how to deal with our emotions because of upbringing, pretty much. The way we were raised and then us not feeling like, us trying to use the whole masculinity stuff to kind of keep stuff in. And then with a lot of us, our egos kill us a lot.
Yeah.
Kill us in a lot of different places.
Right.
Even with being a husband, with being a boyfriend, with being a dad. It kills us a lot because we want to be the men that we were kind of taught to be.
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't know who we are.
Right.
So,
You hit on the joint where about masculinity. I think that's a big deal right there.
Right.
Because I guess what does it mean to be masculine?
of course they put out no crying. You can't cry. You can't show emotions.
Right.
You can't
Right.
let people know you hurt.
Right.
So is that?
Well, for me, we always go back to this when we talk about the podcast, on the podcast and the previous episodes. I always talk about my growing up with my two parents. They've been married for a long time, and I had this strong male figure in my life my whole entire life. So it was a good thing, and there was certain things that's bad about that because my father is from the old school, as most of our fathers are. How old are you?
I'm 28.
28, so y'all just in the same.
Young guns when we come sit by
Hey,
you.
my bad, I just turned 29 in April.
You won't put a real age on it.
Life after 25, right?
Life
We forget them. We forget a couple days. Some of those birthdays just
Right.
slip off. mind.
Forget how old he is.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna be 36 in August.
Okay.
So I'm a little older than both of y'all.
Right.
So my dad probably a little older than both of y'all dads. So he's from an older generation, but he's from that. I go to work every day. I take care of my family.
Right.
I'm into my Bible. I'm the leader of my household. You do what I say. and not what I do. So coming down to me now, coming up in the world, it's a whole different world now. So I'm out here in the world, and you doing certain things, and I'm like, that don't make sense no more.
Yeah. So I think that's what a lot of us are realizing now. A lot of stuff we were taught, or some of the stuff we were told to do, it don't make sense now.
Right.
That we can be our own man now. And it's like, why? Like you want to question it, like why?
Right.
Yeah.
Why is this supposed to be this way? Or why are you saying it's supposed to be this way? I know, like with a lot of people that I grew up around, we weren't exposed to certain stuff. It was just like, you the kid, you don't need to know this right now.
Right.
Just do what I tell you to do.
Stay out of grown folk time.
Stay out of grown folk business.
Right.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us have heard that.
Everybody hold it, especially in our black households.
And the black stay out of grown folk business. My friends in the living room, you go in the room.
Right.
Stay out of grown people conversation.
You at the cookout, you at the kids'
You at the
table.
cookout, you at the kids' table.
For real.
Well, why the kids can't sit at the grown up table and learn some stuff?
Right.
That's an issue, especially in the black, community, because in European or white households, they're teaching these kids at the dinner table about freaking finances, about everything. We don't talk about finances.
Exactly.
Because we don't know it.
Right. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a big thing as far as, especially for men, because I know a lot of the male figures that's been around me, I know they go to work, they bring home the money. I've seen mishandled money. Like I've seen them mismanage money. The men.
Right.
So the women had to kind of like take over the money.
Yep.
But as men, if we're gonna be the breadwinner, we should know how to how to take care of our money.
Right.
Are the men the breadwinner now?
I don't think they are no more. I don't think they are anymore.
Right.
But it's just like being a master, like from what we grew up with.
Right.
To like, it's like to be the man you need to be.
Have to bring in that bread.
But that's also a title that's just been put on us.
Right.
It's not necessarily, your wife can be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
And you still be the man of the house.
Exactly.
That's true.
Like I said in the last episode with Ashley, my mom always made most of the money.
Right.
My dad wasn't a money-driven person. He could do everything else.
Right.
And that was understood. Like my dad can do anything else. Like if something breaks, he could fix it. If he can't fix it, he's gonna try to fix it. And when the person that comes to fix it, he gonna learn how to fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
So he don't gotta call
Call
that
somebody,
nigga
pay
again.
somebody.
Hey, that's a good perspective though, because you kind of learned, okay, the man doesn't have to make the money to be the man in the house.
Right.
I kind of grew up where my dad made most of the money.
Right.
He was the man in the house. Not my mom was like the queen of the house.
Yeah.
But But my dad was the man in the house, so he made money, he brought the money home. So everything was kind of like through him. So that's what when I started. I've been married 3 years, but we've been together about 11 years now.
Right.
So we got a married man.
Married man this week.
This week,
Yeah,
I'm in a relationship.
Married,
single,
in a relationship, single out here,
right.
trying to make a little bit. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, 3 different perspectives. But,
There we go.
But man, what else talking about? Y'all cut me off.
The wine going.
And why I get to life at 25?
Right.
But you're talking about your family dynamic.
Right. So my wife now, she makes more money than me, definitely.
Right.
But I think when people come to my home, you know that, okay, I'm the man of the house.
Right.
She just made more money. That was a struggle for me in the beginning. So I'm like, damn, am I a man? She make more money than me.
Right.
What the hell am I supposed to do? So I was going through a lot of shit.
So do you feel like a lot of stuff with men as far as like making money is that a problem in the black community with us feel like we need to make more money to be solidified as the man in the house?
I think it's all about upbringing because my woman makes more money than I do now. But I have no problem with that. Just from my upbringing because of what I've seen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So her making more money is nothing to me.
Like,
but I think other men fathers go out and they make more money, they make sure that they woman is, it's a lot of things out there in the world that says, okay, you're supposed to take care of your family financially and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's where it's a missing, my bad,
Go ahead, finish.
I think it's a missing part because just like you said, you gotta make the money, you gotta take care of your family financially, and that's it. You forget that you're dealing with people's emotions, you're dealing with people like other stuff that you have to cater to.
Right.
Yeah.
Parents are different. All people are different.
Right.
So your mom might nurture you and teach you certain things, But it's something else that you get from your dad, where it's like if he has certain talks with you, you might take to something different.
Right.
Like you know your mama gonna say stuff like, you need to take care of yourself, you need to do this and that, you need to care about your feelings, you need to be in tune with your sensitive side. Your dad gives you something else. But if your dad ain't in touch with his emotional side and he can't teach you anything as far as being emotional as a man, you don't know that.
Right.
So if they steady preaching, and then a lot of us learn a lot of stuff through sports.
Yeah.
So if you allow in sports to teach your son,
But how to
you will have
deal with
another
emotions?
you have another human stuck on, well, you don't cry, you don't show emotion, you don't show them that you hurt. And that's your upbringing your whole
Well,
time.
your dad
That's all
can
you-
only show you or do what they got taught.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, my dad didn't grow up with a dad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he got this shit off the streets. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So, you know what I mean, he instilling in us, you gotta be tough, ain't no crying, you know what I mean,
In
out
the
the
streets, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You can't show love.
You got, you know what I mean, you gotta be real, you gotta be a man of your word. You know, so all this stuff is what I think a man is, you know.
Right.
And I still try to do it, but I realized growing up, like some stuff is harmful.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like not showing your emotions.
Yeah.
Not saying
That bothers a lot of
something,
stuff.
damn, that hurt my feelings. Our
That's a
our
good
hurt
thing.
feelings turned into anger. That's what it
Yes.
really is, in my perspective. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I only learned to really express this hurt in my 30s. So
Exactly.
29 years of my life, I was really suppressing all my feelings and all my emotions. It was like, you play football, I ran track. So when you out there, you can't be like, I'm scared to get on the track.
Right.
I'm scared about running against this dude, or he might be better than me. No, you have to put that to the side and be like, yo, I'm better than everybody.
Right. I know with me, before every game, I was scared.
Yeah.
Until that first hit, I was shaking. Like I used to shake for real, like just.
That's
But right before the
that's
game,
anxiety,
and then it's just like, what the fuck might happen? Like, am I gonna get hurt? Am I gonna such and such? Then from getting hurt to coming back, am I gonna get hurt again? Is this gonna be such and such?
They come back.
And you just sitting there like, and then you get hit, and then it's like that adrenaline start rushing,
Right.
and then you're playing now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still something you can, like, say if you felt that kind of way or whatever before a track meet,
Right.
or before a game or whatever, and you had a male figure to go talk to and be like, yo, I'm scared right now, such and such, and you tell them how you feeling,
Right.
and then they talk to you, do you think that would help you differ in the game or even in life?
I really think
think
that.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
really
definitely
think that'll help. Like, any coaches y'all ever had where you could go and be like, yo, I'm scared of this race right here. I'm scared of this game. I don't know if what would they say?
Man, suck that up.
Right.
Exactly.
Nah, man, nobody want to hear that.
Nobody trying to hear that. Right? I ain't, what?
Stop being a bitch.
Yeah,
If you don't
exactly.
stop
Exactly.
being a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't
That
say,
comes from-
I'm getting, you know, man, I'm getting anxious. I got butterflies.
No,
man. I ran track when I was, you know, when I was younger. You know, what I mean? That's why I really had my anxiety used to be OD.
Cause
Real
it's
bad?
just you.
OD.
It's
Yeah.
just you. You ain't no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I had all the time. I had all the time with all the sports I played, but with track, it's just you. You know what I mean? That shit used to be making me want to throw up.
Right.
But I couldn't say, hey, dad, or hey, coach,
I'm sorry.
I'm scared or I got anxiety. I might have said to my mom I got butterflies, but to my mom.
Right.
But then I got to suck it up and just run.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's true. I agree. That if I had somebody to say it to,
Yeah, right before that
Yeah.
track race. Like,
I
right
think it'd still be there.
But
Yeah, but
it's
it's like-
easy.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that a lot of men, as far as black men, don't pay attention to. We don't pay attention that we do have anxiety.
Yeah.
It's something new that I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find out exactly what my anxiety is, what my triggers are,
Right.
what really makes me get like that.
Right.
Right.
I know, like with me, I have a big personality. So I can use that to cover up a lot of stuff. And I've been using it for a long time.
Right.
So just like in these last 3 years, I'm realizing my anxiety, like I have anxiety. I have mental issues
Right.
that I don't deal with, and I use my big voice, my big personality, me making people laugh and all that stuff to cover everything up. And I don't talk about it. But then in relationships, these stuff happens and I get my triggers.
Right.
And like we said earlier, these things turn into anger.
Right.
It doesn't go into, well, I need to talk to you about this. Or I need to let you know that I'm feeling this kind of way. It's just, I'm reacting out of anger now. So I had like a couple girlfriends be like, I only know two sides of you. You either real happy or you real mad.
Yo, that's
But they miss the whole middle part because
They're not paying attention.
either they're not paying attention or I don't display it.
All right.
Yeah.
Facts.
I literally got, I'll show you two sides.
Right.
A lot of people, yeah, yesterday, whatever.
Yeah.
I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Nobody ever seen me like that. But I was just sitting there, just like, I was just in a daze, like I was just out of it.
Right.
People just kept looking at me like, what the hell is this? Like, I ain't never seen him act like this, such and such.
Right.
They used to seeing me loud, laughing, joking, acting crazy, whatever. But when that trigger hit and that switch flip, it's a difference.
Right.
See, when you balling it, you kind of balled it all up, right?
Yeah.
You balled it all up. Then damn, this is something that wasn't so big. I'm exploding on it because I've been dealing with all that. I've been taking it. You know what I mean? At the minute we gotta try to take it.
We
talked about the young boys in the first episode in the Life Up to 25. How we don't want to be around young dudes because they be too.
When they spaz, the boys spaz. But you gotta think, we ain't even teaching them nothing.
I said that to one of my homeboys, man. I was like, yo, I actually talked to him about a dude that we ran club track with, a little young boy, and how we threw him in the garbage can one time.
How your little ass throw somebody in the garbage can?
I was a little bit more.
You was a little rocked up there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and then he was 6'3" at the time. He played football too. He actually played for North Carolina Central.
Okay.
So I called him and I was like, yo, you remember? His name was Dion. Little Dion. You remember Dion? He was like, yeah. You remember when we threw him in the garbage can? He's like, he didn't even remember that. But I remembered it. And I was like, yo, wonder what happened to him. He said he saw him at the store one day in Queens. Yeah. And he seen him. He was like, oh, what's up, man? Like, he looked at him and he looked at him like, this might be the last time you see me. Cause he looked, you know a street dude when you see him, like he out here in these streets, and he looked at him and he saw him and he was like, this might be the last time you see me. So it's like, when we was younger, we didn't, me and him now are doing great. He's married, he got a kid, he's doing great, I'm doing great, I'm working, I got a loving relationship. This little dude that we had under our wing is out here doing whatever he's doing, and we never taught him nothing.
Right.
And but when we was younger, the older dudes that was our age always was giving us gems, always dropping dimes on us, always like, yo, that's why we ended up the way we ended up. Right. The street dudes we knew never wanted us in the street. The good guys
That's how it was for me.
That's
how it was for me. All of them kept us away from it. Like they kept us away from it. So by knowing like we had a better, me and my, like as far as me and my brother, like they respected our family and all that stuff. I know I've been around a bunch of stuff.
Right.
I got a cousin in jail now. He did 15 years. He about to get out next year. But like with him, he kept us out of that stuff. Lived literally in my backyard. Like we just went on a big piece of land. His house was back there. He pulled his raided his house. But he always used to keep us away from stuff. He basically taught us how to play basketball. Like I feel like a lot of black men, I don't want to say like it's policing us. We don't worry about each other's mental side.
No, we don't.
When we was growing up, we the boys, we doing what we doing, we hitting girls, we doing such and such. We glorified that.
It's a new thing now to talk about mental health, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm glad you brought it up. That's a big thing, you know what I mean? Because like you said, men don't talk about mental health.
Exactly.
Like you talk about your anxiety. Like I got bad anxiety. For me to be here on the show talking, you know what I mean? It fucked with my anxiety. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I usually don't talk in front of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? My hands get all sweaty, stuff like that. But sometimes you gotta, if you know what it is, you can kind of like, okay, I'm anxious right now.
You can manage it.
I can manage it. I'm anxious, like we was talking about. If I could talk to a coach before track, it'll ease it. So I said, all right, I'm anxious. You know what I mean? But I know I need to do it. I need to get out my comfort zone, and I need to help my friends out. Yeah. Right? So, you know what I mean? I'm anxious, so it eased it down. You know what I mean? So it's a whole lot of mental health stuff we can talk about. Like what else? Like depression in the black man.
We talked about depression on a couple episodes.
We have.
Yeah.
We didn't go deep into it. It was just like we talked about our depression.
We talked about the depression episodes we had and when it happened to us.
Yeah.
Like I talked about going to Arizona. That was a big thing in my life right there. Going to Arizona and living by myself. I had an apartment by myself. I only had really one family member out there. My cousin that I really knew. She had a son out there and her daughter had moved to New York, but he was way younger than me, 10 years younger than me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not chilling with him like that. I did, but it was not like I'm just cooling with him.
Right.
One thing that helped me out there, my frat brothers that I met out there, and people say things about Greek life and stuff like that. When you meet people and you have this community, a community helps you. It helps you a lot. Like just knowing I can, even though I didn't reach out to them right away, it came to be Founders Day. I said, you know what? It's Founders Day. I gotta reach out now. I met one guy out there, embraced me wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like he actually let me live in his house for a little bit, even though it was just for a day, and I got my own spot after that. It was like, wow, bro, how I come all the way out here.
Somebody way out here.
Right.
And I still talk to him. Like my man Mitch, I shout you out, bro. Mitch from Cleveland. And yo, that's my guy, man.
But it's crazy how stuff like that can happen. Like somebody like with me and Amir. We went to the same school, played on the same football team. Never really chilled or anything like that. Happened to reconnect again in Charlotte. And now Amir's like one of the most important people to me in my life because of what he helps me with.
Right.
As far as with talking, as far as with getting certain stuff out, as far as with him having the knowledge that he has about certain stuff when we have conversations. And mind you, I met him through Price.
Shout out to Price.
It was just like, shout out to Price. Price bring a lot of people together.
For real.
Man, we was on the phone Price the other day. This nigga yells out, "Oh, it's an earthquake!" Pop up on the news. It was really an earthquake.
Right.
And they was talking about that in the next couple of days. I'm like, what the fuck? He was on the phone with this nigga.
Crazy. That's
That
crazy.
shit was wild.
It's the odds of that.
But no, like, and a big thing in the black community, we don't acknowledge depression.
No, that's not a real
I've
thing.
heard so many times that depression is white people shit.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
How do you put that on a race for one?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that we so used to being depressed as a black community. That
So
when you talking about being depressed, come on, dude,
Well,
that's
yeah,
life.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's our entire life.
Go to church. You know
Go
what
to-
I mean?
go
You know what I
pray.
mean? Go pray.
Pray it away.
You know what I mean? Sometimes dealing with your mental health, that's the prayer coming true. You know what I mean? Or going to see a therapist. That's the prayer coming through. Sometimes you can't get everything from going to church.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Your priest is not a professional.
Right.
He's a professional in what he is a professional at,
Right.
but it's not dealing with a lot of your life issues.
Right.
You know what I mean? He does deal with a lot of life issues when it comes to that his profession, but as far as this right here, he's not an expert at this. So black people always think like, yo, he has the answer for everything. No, your priest doesn't have the answer for everything.
Because he has God, he has all the answers.
No, he's still a man.
You gotta think. He dealing with his depressions too.
Right.
Right.
Even the pastor. Who's the therapist?
Right.
The therapist you gotta think, a therapist sitting there every day taking somebody else's stuff.
Right.
And he or she has his own life outside of this.
Right.
What are they dealing with? So who do they need to talk to?
Right.
So, because I know for a fact, like my dad's a pastor. But my dad has a pastor.
Right.
My dad is a pastor of his own church, but he has a pastor that he talks to. He has a pastor circle that he deals with.
Right.
He got other pastors as far as like T.D. Jakes and other people that he watches.
Right.
And he sends me stuff from them. So it's like everybody needs somebody for something. One person don't have all the answers for everything.
I think we need, if you have a strong support system, especially us as black men, we need a strong bond. And because, like I talked about my man Mark, Mark is my guy. When I have any issues or anything going on, when I was out there in Arizona going through my struggles, that dude called me every single day. I wasn't answering the phone, I wasn't picking up, but he continued to call me until I answered that phone.
And when he could have just stopped.
That's good.
You know, oh, he answered, whatever.
Yeah, but no, he called me every single day for a week. Sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I told him, like I said, I told him 4 to 5 times a week. That's one of my big support systems. Arlington, I told Arlington about a lot of things that when I was struggling out here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Arlington gave me a great perspective on things, and he would come and refer to you. And me and you, we knew each other, but we don't know each other like that.
Right.
You know, but the insight you gave him helped me. So this whole thing right here is
it's basically the each one teach one type of thing.
Right. You don't even realize sometimes you just talking, trying to.
And that's
be
really all
great,
it
you know what I
was.
mean? And then You know what I mean? You don't know the impact you can have on somebody else's life.
Right.
I wanted to ask you, you know what I mean? So how else did you get through that depression, you know what I mean, when you was living in Arizona?
It was more like a mind over matter type of thing.
Yeah.
Once I started answering the phone, I talked to Mark, I talked to my mom, I talked to my aunt, I talked to all these people that I talked to, and especially my mom.
Yeah.
My mom gave me a calm that she always gives me. She gives me a calm, and she gives me a focus on things that I don't really have sometimes.
Right.
So when she comes, she calls me and tells me, yo, this is not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do things to improve your situation. So after that, I get in a different mind state, and I can start putting one foot in front of the other and start improving my situation.
Right.
So that was one of the main people, but those other people helped me to build my confidence back up to be like, okay, even though I lost my job, I don't know how I'm paying none of these bills, I'm out here by myself really, I can still continue on and get over all these hurdles that's in my way.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big thing because, you know what I mean, freaking depression. You know, I was talking to Arlington about this the other day, how I was going through, you know what I mean, my low depression and thinking about, you know what I mean, running my car into the you know, the side of the rail or whatever.
Right.
And the thing is, I got an issue asking for help.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring that up, like how, you know what I mean, what do, you know what I mean, as a black man, you're supposed to be strong, and you don't want to ask for help. That's why I asked you, you know, how you get through it.
I know that was a big thing for me, definitely. Because I don't like feeling like I'm putting stuff on people, or I'm just out here desperate or something like that. I feel like, and I think I go overboard with thinking like that. I know with my depression situation, the biggest thing I did, because I had a nervous breakdown, the biggest thing I did that night when it happened, I called my dad. And then that night changed a lot of the stuff of how I see my dad. Mind you, this has happened when I was 27.
Right.
That's when that happened.
That's
so before all of that, we never talked about anything like that.
Right.
We never had it. But he always gave gems. Him being a pastor, he never always used the Bible. So it wasn't like he's always said, we not your typical pastor's kids.
Right.
It wasn't like, you gotta be in church, you gotta go to Bible study, you gotta go to something. It wasn't like that. My dad let us be kids.
Right.
He just let us be natural kids. My dad uses a lot of stuff out of life to preach.
Right.
So, knowing that he does that, I could talk to him, and that's my guy. Like, I'd rather go talk to my dad before I talk to my mom, to be honest. Because it's just a calming thing when I talk to my dad. When it comes to my mom, it's different. It's just a different aspect. But, I mean, like, with your situation, and you didn't say you ever called your dad.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that we need to do more as far as us being the person that I can help you in this situation. Just black men in general.
Yeah.
Not saying you had to call them or anything like that,
Right.
but your support system is your support system. You know who will support you.
Right.
You know who will give you kind of like what you need, so you call them. I think when me calling my dad and then him talking to me the way he talked to me and breaking down a lot of stuff that I was being hurt over, or that I was still hurt over, it helped me. And it also let me know that I do have somebody as far as a black man and a black male figure in my life that I can really go to on this kind of level. And it ain't a judgment thing. He's not talking to me as, you lower than me because you're my son, or he wasn't even talking to me like I was his son. He was talking to me just on helping me with my situation, a man-to-man conversation.
Right.
That's what it was.
And I think like the universe is crazy, bro.
Real crazy.
Today, my father called me, right? And he don't call me. I remember he said to me one time, my kids, I don't have to call my kids. My kids have to call me. And that stuck in my mind where I was like, I'm never calling you. What you mean?
Right.
Yeah, I have to call you.
Like, how you ain't gonna check up on your kid?
Right. And today he just out of the blue called me. And I was like, what? And now we talking about this.
Right.
I'm like, okay, something going on.
Stuff aligning, bro. I'm telling you, stuff aligning, bro.
Right.
Stuff aligning. Like, you can't be, man, it's a lot. And black men, we have to do a lot. We have a lot of work we gotta do.
Yeah.
On us as individuals.
But definitely.
We control a lot in this world. As far as with our power, with our strength. So imagine you got the money thing. All right, whatever. You breadwinner, whatever. But imagine if all of us are in touch with emotional sides. We are learning about our depressions. We're learning about our mental health.
Right.
We teaching each other. We teaching the younger dudes.
Right.
We teaching all of this stuff, and we all embracing each other like this. Do you understand how like strong we'll be? Like as a
unit.
Just as a unit, a lot of stuff will change with us doing that.
Right.
A lot of stuff will change with our relationships. A lot of stuff will change with the way women see us as black men.
Right.
Why don't think we do that though?
It's the ego.
I think it's ego.
It's the
ego and that competitiveness type of thing.
And like
to
I
where
said,
you don't want somebody doing better than you.
And like I said before on the other previous episode, that we cannot be vulnerable.
Right.
Again, we can't be vulnerable.
I struggle with that.
I definitely struggle with that.
I still do too.
Being vulnerable is a hard thing for me. I can articulate myself very well, but when it comes to like my deep down, like I always keep that. I always hold on to that.
Definitely.
Like I'm good at like getting other people to talk. I'm good at like listening to people.
Right.
But you realize I really don't talk too much about myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle for me to talk about myself. I don't like to ask for help. Like I don't really. I got 4 brothers. And you know I got a dad that wants to talk. You know what I mean? But I just don't talk about what's kind of going on. The only person I really talk to, you know what I mean? I might talk to Arlington when he come through, but the most person I talk to is my wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I know she got a lot on her for me talking to her. She dealing with, me talking to her. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just me venting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She don't even need to say nothing. I just got to get it out. But you have to be able to talk to other men, though.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think it's my pride. Like, I don't want another man to see me weak.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I
And
struggle.
I think why do we look at that as weakness?
Yeah.
It's the thing.
No, that's crazy.
Why is us being vulnerable, us being like saying, bro, I'm hurt, like saying that?
Yeah.
Why is that a weakness for black men?
Right.
And it came about for me organically how it's talking to my man Mark over all these years. I met him in 2001. It's 9 years later. So we just been together and doing a lot of things so much. A lot of the things that he's gone through because he's about 2 years older than me.
Okay.
And I'm going in that, so he can don't do that. Don't go there. That's the wrong way.
Right.
And some things that I'm going through, I can be like, yo, Mark, bro, you wildin' for that.
Right.
And we have that type of relationship where I can be like, yo, bro, you are bugging with this.
Right.
And it ain't no like, oh, what you, like, it ain't no animosity towards us. We not looking at each other like, you did what? Boy, you.
And then it'd be crazy because it's like us as black, we don't want another man telling us this wrong.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, okay, like you be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And then say if I get in one, I'm in a relationship with her, I'm doing some wild stuff, and the man come to me, bro, that's you wrong for doing whatever you're doing.
Right.
Like this is not good.
Yeah.
You have a situation where a nigga really get mad.
Yeah.
Bro, don't be telling me what to do.
Right.
Don't understand. You people like us as black men, we hate authority. We really do. I feel like a lot of black men hate authority because of.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't like authority. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Because I could be seen as authority figure for what my job is.
Right.
I'm a juvenile court counsel. I was kind of like a juvenile probation officer. But I just don't. I still don't like seeing in that light. You know what I mean? I don't like. I'm like, man, if I was you, I probably wouldn't be listening to me.
I wouldn't be listening to nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm agreeing with what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to get out. I ain't tell y'all, but you probably know I'm trying to be a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? About to start my internship in August.
Okay.
That's what's up.
I'm about to be finished.
Congratulations.
So, you know what I mean? I want to talk about that. I want to get men to talk about what's going on.
Right.
But then I got to do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You might have to go to therapy yourself.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. But then that's another thing. Shit, therapy, that shit costs money.
It does.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, do I pay for this to go talk to somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
Or do I just deal with how I deal with it?
Another thing, we don't know how to use our resources right.
Facts.
Our insurance, we don't know how to use that.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff we gotta phone on.
Because you can't get a few therapy sessions free
Right.
at the beginning with your insurance.
And it depends on what type of insurance you have.
Yeah.
And all these things I've learned in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Especially about my finances, about
that's a fact right there.
realty, about all these different things is only now at this age that I'm at, I'm learning about. So now I can, when I see y'all, I can give y'all a little bit of tips or information that I've come across.
Yeah.
But if we had learned that from when we was in high school, how much further would all of us be?
It's like, why don't we get taught certain stuff before we leave, before we get out of high school?
Right.
Why aren't certain conversations had in the table?
Yeah, we need to get
at the table
about
in the house.
in college. Like, why
Exactly.
we look about, like, you know what I mean, taxes, how to do your own taxes, you know what I mean, finances, investing. We don't learn about the real estate.
We don't learn about that
the
stuff.
essential stuff that we need to be talking
For
about.
life.
For life, we not learning. You know what I mean? Mental health, we not learning that.
And the biggest thing, men, we are, alright, we always out there searching for some pussy.
Right.
That distracts us from a lot of things.
Yeah.
So women don't have that distraction. So like my girl know how to do taxes. She do all of our taxes.
Right.
And she does a great job at it.
Let her do my taxes too.
Right. She gotta come with some bread for that.
And I was thinking,
I ain't gonna not pay for her service.
I was thinking, bro, when you were saying basically about men not going to basically talk to people, sometimes men don't be wanting to tell another man stop doing something that's wrong because they probably doing it wrong too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I struggle with that. Like, man, I can't even tell you something. I know I did this shit. You know what I mean? But so sometimes I do. I might be like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, you tripping, dog.
Yeah.
But I gotta do that whole strip because that's a friend.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
If you can't tell your friend
You
you
can't
tripping,
yeah,
dog,
yeah, you gotta.
That's not your friend.
You're right. That's another thing. Having people around you that you can vibe with, you can be honest with, like you were saying.
Genuine.
Like you were saying. You gotta have somebody genuine that you can be like, dog, come on, man. You fucking up.
And recognizing that, like, yo, this person is toxic in my life.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
We put people that enable us around you. You know what I mean? A lot of us gravitate to the person that's going to enable us in what we. Like, if we drink a lot, we're gonna be around dudes who drink a lot. If we do drugs, we're gonna get around dudes who do drugs. You know what I mean? If we womanizers, we're gonna have womanizer friends. And it's crazy. Like that you have to recognize those things that's toxic in your life.
Right. I know that's definitely something I had to change as far as for me, because like when I first moved to Charlotte, the big thing was, and me and Amir talk about this a lot. I meet a lot of people, so it's always like if a move need to happen or we trying to find something to do, hey, what the move is?
Right.
Where the chicks all got something going on all the time, and all don't pay attention. They all need to chill his damn self.
Right.
But all want to have
a good time.
A good time. And he want to make sure other people have a good time. So all then puts himself back here, where it don't even matter. All might need to be chilling. All might have to work tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm gonna get him there. Because the homies coming over, we about to get some girls, we about to get liquor, we about to drink, we about to do whatever.
And that's that black man mentality is, I don't care what's going on, I'm gonna get up and go to work. But you could be hurting yourself doing that. You done got drunk, got high, got whatever.
You gotta get up early in the morning.
And you forcing yourself.
To go do physical stuff.
All of us.
I just did it Friday.
Right. Yeah, me too.
I just did it Friday. Went out drinking last night. Friday after the shoot, we drinking stuff.
Right.
I gotta get up and be at work at 6 in the morning.
Exactly.
I'm hurt.
Right.
I was hurt at work, bro.
And that's tearing
ourselves
up.
Exactly.
Tearing ourselves up. I tell Arlington, we get used to these patterns. You know what I mean? If we grow up and all of us, we out here getting women all the time.
Yeah.
When you finally find a woman that you really want to be with, how hard is that from 20 whatever years you know what I mean, whatever you started getting women, how many years that was, now you have a woman that you got to be committed to, now you just got to stop.
Yeah.
How does that work? People go to rehab for that.
Exactly. I know that's a big thing for me.
That's a fact right there, yeah.
Because with me getting in a relationship, it's like, I do have so many ties to people. And then I'll be thinking on some stuff like, well, I don't want to be fake to people and I don't want to be like I'm cutting people off. And then that hurts my relationships. Because like, I want to give to everybody. And the person I need to be pouring into, is right here beside me, and this is the person I need to be pouring.
Sometimes you might have to get rid of those relationships.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even though you like that, that person might be great.
Yeah.
But if this hurting the main thing in your life that's doing the best thing for you, you're gonna have to be like, alright.
You gotta take a seat back. I know I do this here all the time, you know what I mean? Cause I struggle with drinking too much, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just especially in college though, I drunk so much.
Me and you
know
both.
what I mean? I drank so much. Then getting out of college, and then all right, man, I got a life, I got a kid, I got another kid coming. You know what I mean? So I had to just learn how to take appreciate.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I had to learn to taper stuff off, but sometimes it's hard, like you said, just stop.
To just cold
You know
turkey,
what I mean?
boom.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because you're so used to it.
You're so used to it. Your brain is so used to, okay, it's a weekend. Let me go ahead and get a drink. You know what I mean? Let me go chill. One drink turned into
12.
10. Yeah.
when the bottle cracks,
Right, boom.
I'm not stopping until that bottle is done.
Right. That's what we used to about Little City. You know
The East City.
I ain't started drinking till I was 18. In the Little City.
Like I didn't drink nothing, I didn't smoke nothing. I didn't do nothing until I got to college.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then now
The first time I got drunk was graduation night.
This right here?
First time I ever got drunk was my graduation night in high school. After that,
go ahead.
After that, it was just like, I got a Little City. Oh, this shit fun.
Right.
Oh, this fun.
So did you see a lot of drinking growing up?
No.
I didn't either.
I did though.
I didn't. Like, it
My
wasn't
father
a whole,
don't drink.
Yeah,
I don't remember any, but my uncle used to get drunk. He was like one of them old school. He's like one of them old school drinking a bunch of beer.
Yeah.
He drinking a bunch of beer.
Well, my dad was
He was drinking liquor, but I ain't really used to. They wasn't around me drunk.
Now that you said that, my mom drinks.
Yeah.
But I never seen her drink excessively, but she always had a drink. And then I grew up in a Caribbean household, like you see Trinidad right there. Shout out to Trinity people, Caribbean massive.
Geechee. I don't even know if that's something, but it's out there.
Y'all basically
That's
Caribbean
a culture.
people.
That's basically.
Yeah, sound like us. Y'all live like us.
You know what it is.
But my mom, every occasion there was drinks.
Right.
Every time there's a social gathering, we have drinks.
Right.
Like on the podcast right now, I can't have this podcast and not have no drink. I have to do it one day, but today ain't the day.
Right.
That would be a good podcast. Right.
Yo,
Try that joke.
Just come on here, yo. We ain't drinking on this.
We might do a Sober October podcast. A month of
I already like it.
a month of podcast with just no drinking, and we just doing that and see how it works.
I'm with it.
So
That'll be hot.
yeah.
But like I never was around a whole bunch of drinking. Yeah, man. Cause after it, boy.
Had to get them bugs out.
But yeah, I never really see I would see like a wine cooler or something in the refrigerator, like half drinking, but ain't nobody finishing it.
Right.
Like my mama somebody either gave it to her, she tasted some of it and then put it out. She'll drink wine a little bit now, but I wasn't around drinking like that. So it was never a thing of, oh, I need to drink, or I need to try this. Because it was never a thing always in front of me. My friends did it and all that stuff, but to be honest, I really ain't even watched them put the bottle and cup to their face, like to their mouth. But you know, like when people act a certain way, all right, something different here, yeah. But it was never like that. Then, of course, my dad did. My dad used to drink from stories that I know.
Right.
But I never seen my dad drink.
Right. The only time I seen my dad drunk one time, I was 25 when I seen that. We had went to Trinidad for a month, and that was the first time I ever seen my dad drunk, ever. And growing up in my whole life, that was the first time. But drinking wasn't a thing. He thought it was a thing for me because I was drinking, and like his brother was an alcoholic. So one day he came to me and was like, about my drinking, and I kind of spazzed on him. I'm like, yo, I'm not your brother. Like I'm a different person. Like you can't put that on me.
Right.
And so that was a thing, but the main thing in my life that I feel like took over my shit, I didn't start smoking blacks until I was my sophomore year at Elizabeth City State University.
You have been to what?
Three schools before that.
Blacks and
Zoners
blacks.
and blacks. You brought that up. Blacks and zoners.
Zoners and blacks. Yo,
Just made a song out of Arizona's and black and white.
I was editing that video. I had shot the video for
That's wild.
yeah, I was editing that video. That video was about to be tough, and then somebody came and erased it. when in the studio at Elizabeth City.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was about to be fire.
Damn.
But that was 2008. I got to college in 2001. I haven't stopped smoking black since then. People see me on the podcast. I chain smoke blacks all the time because of that. Like, I don't know.
You can work out with me one day, man.
I'll die, but I will. I need to though.
You get to.
But yeah, like
I want to go on a run with a meal one of these days.
You never know.
I've been slacking the past week.
Me too.
You never know what things is going to take hold of you and be taken, like, you know what I mean? Some people might be drinking, some people might be drugs. Right. It was this. I never woke up in the morning and was like, I need a drink. Yeah. I woke up in the morning and be like, I need a black.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be addicted to something like that.
So what do you feel like blacks do for you?
It's a common thing, and like just the motion of putting some you know.
You got so used to it.
I got so that was like, okay, I'm drinking. I can't, if I'm not smoking, I will drink until I'm trash. But that gives me like a space in between to be like, okay, I'm gonna maintain.
So it helped you out.
But that was the start of it.
Yeah.
But now I don't have to be drinking or nothing.
Right.
But I will walk to the store if I don't have a car and get some blacks. And just so I can have this motion that calms me down.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an addiction to me now, and I'm trying to stop it. I tried to stop for a week and I couldn't do it. I made one day.
And then you just like
nah, fuck it, I need a black.
I need something. I mean, but what do you think? What do you think caused that?
I have no idea.
Well, I think part of it caused it was trying to not drink as much. You know what I mean? So, all right, drinking too much affects my life.
Right.
So I don't want to be no alcoholic. So let me have a space, like you said. I need a space in between it so I can smoke. But then that smoking is calming, it's chill. You know what I mean? It's not going to affect me right now. You know what I mean? So I can do it. You know what I mean? And it just comes a habit.
And now it's affecting my breathing.
Yeah.
It's affecting my entire body right now. And I know it, I feel it, but I still don't stop. And it's crazy to me. I don't know what I need to do.
And I think honestly with men, we need to push physical health. We need to push taking care of your body.
Right.
Think who's you got the most advice from as far as like taking care of yourself, as far as with your body, physically, men or women?
Women.
We don't even talk to each other about well we go on a walk, we go on a run. What you drinking? Like, what you drinking during the day? How much water you taking in? Like, what are you feeding? Like, what are you putting in your body?
Right.
Do we don't talk about stuff like that?
Yeah.
Now fitness is getting big.
Yeah.
Right.
Fitness is getting, and I think that's where a lot of this shift is coming from too. Fitness getting big, mental health is becoming a big thing. So it's like,
so all that is connected right there.
it's all connected.
Yeah.
So how do we keep that going with the ones under us? How do we make that? I mean, like something that they want to do too.
I think first we gotta lead by example.
Right.
You know how our parents used to be like, you know, we don't
do as I say.
You know what I mean? Like my dad drank, right? So I didn't we could not drink, you know, definitely not in high school, whatever. But so we got to college, you know what I mean, started drinking or whatever.
Right.
And then we turned 21, we was drinking with our pops. So it was always a thing for me. I was gonna try it. I see my dad drink, you know what I mean? He didn't he wasn't no alcoholic, but he drank a lot social occasions. You know what I mean? He got on.
Right.
That's what I do. So when I drink most of the time I'm drinking this on social occasions.
If I'm in the crib by myself, I'm not usually drinking.
I feel like it's pointless.
Right. And he might have a drink at the crib, but he just chilling.
But
you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say don't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna try it. So I think first what we need to do, to go back on your question, is to lead by example. It's showing that we're working on our mental health, and showing that we're working on our physical health, spiritual health, all that. You know what I mean? And then maybe just having conversations.
Yeah.
Like this. You know what I mean? Just let them, and accepting them for who they are. That's another thing.
Right. Definitely.
Accepting them for who they are. Every black person don't gotta play damn sports. You know,
exactly.
Every black boy don't gotta play sports.
We talk about that too.
So that's
it's a whole lot more stuff we can do.
Yeah.
It's so much. even if you're just talking about money, there's so many ways to make.
Right.
You got a billionaire that created the button.
The zipper.
The button on your pants. The zipper.
Right.
They're billionaires.
Right.
Making something that small.
Right.
They're billionaires. And you think the only way to get out is play football, basketball.
Right.
A lot of people even see running track that you can make money like that.
Right.
Baseball.
Baseball.
And baseball, we got away from baseball.
We
dominated.
Got away from
We
baseball.
got away from it. The freaking Negro League.
Exactly.
Like
Just upgraded and leave it
And-
and went to the MLB.
right. And then that's why I know damn black people playing baseball like that. Really.
I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of it is me growing up in the city, Queens, New York.
Right.
There's hardly any baseball fields.
Right.
And the baseball fields that's there, all the Spanish people dominate the baseball.
Right.
So we not going out there. We seeing all the Spanish people. It's a divide too that needs to be had a conversation. Like the Spanish people are pretty much the same as us. They haven't had the same struggle we had in America, but they are going through a lot of the things that we went through. There's a divide there too. So like, why are we ostracizing these people that's going through the same thing we're going through?
Right.
Right. Why you saying why black people ostracized?
Yes, it's a divide.
I think it's for black people. You know what I mean? With somebody else. All right, we gotta pick on somebody that's older than us.
We gotta pick on somebody
You
that's
know what I
older.
mean? Because we getting picked on, not necessarily just by white people. It's an institution of America that we are dealing with. You know what I mean? On a constant basis.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we gotta try to let it out somehow. Some people let it out by smoking, drinking. You know what I mean? And picking on people.
Right.
Playing sports. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like it is a divide, and we could do better if we just had a conversation. But then you gotta think, do they want to talk to us?
And that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
And
Are people really okay with having these conversations?
yeah,
People really want to.
And
Do some people want to get better? It's
in
like,
some communities,
right.
it's a nice, but as a whole, it's not. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
some communities, the black people and Spanish people come together and we good.
Right.
But as a whole, it's a big divide. You know what I mean? Especially when I went out to Arizona and seen that divide, I was like, yo, y'all in such close proximity to each other. Dealing like they putting people in these tent camps out there, and y'all in the same thing.
wow.
For the same reason.
Right.
Why y'all can't come together and grow a movement? You know what I mean?
Right. And I know for me, y'all grew up in the city, so y'all had a whole different look on things because y'all had diversity.
Where you from, man?
Philly.
Philly in the building.
Where I grew up at,
West Oak Lane, uptown, yo.
You out in the street.
you got to go to Philly, man.
South Jamaica.
But where I grew up at, it was black.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody black.
Right.
For the most part. The white people were in their section.
Mm-hmm.
The white people, like my high school, Columbus Bay High School, my high school that I was going to go to was Choppy High School. So that was the black high school.
Right.
That's what it was. They ended up shutting that down and shutting down Pleasant Hill, where most of the white kids were. It's mostly farm, stuff like that, whatever, but it's still the white people, and most of them had money.
Right.
They shut both of those down, combined them, and made Columbus Bay. What happened after a year, all the white parents moved all of their kids to Johnsonville. Basically another white school. So everything I grew up when I was black, I took one of my exes home, and they went through my elementary school. We got a big mural of like Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all of that stuff.
Right.
Her response was, "Dang, you went to HBCU elementary school." everything was black.
Yeah.
Everything was all black. So there was no other perspective of anything as far as of life. It was just black.
That's my high school and stuff.
That's
Black.
Exactly.
The segregation is real.
You see the split where I live at. It's like white people on this side, black people on this side. You might have one or two white people somewhere. You might see one or two white families in my actual community, and they live in the back, like away.
Right.
And you would think up north it's different. No, it's the same.
Right.
It's still segregated like that.
Yeah.
There was probably like 5 white people that came through my high school.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Right.
So that was it. And by the end of it, there was no white people in my high school.
Right.
And it was
Go ahead.
3,000 kids in my school.
My class wasn't nowhere near that big.
Yeah.
I think we graduated like
But
220.
My school was.
If that.
Mine was 250.
Yeah, my
No, I
school.
lied there.
Yeah.
Mine was like
My
one.
school
Mine was
was-
like 150 my graduation.
My school was chopped up into 4 different schools. It's Campus Magnet High School, also aka Andrew Jackson High School. So it was split up into 4 different high schools. So like my graduation class itself was probably like from the people who actually graduated, probably 50.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang.
So it's
Good Lord.
Yeah.
and 3,000 kids, only 50 of them graduated. Bro.
Wasn't caring about school at all. Huh?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I didn't graduate I didn't cross the ceremony. I graduated in the summertime myself because I was running track and I needed to get my grades up. So I had to go to this summer program at this thing that helped me get into college.
Right.
Right.
And that wouldn't.
But I think up there is different too because y'all can walk to everything. Everything is close.
No, we had transit.
I ain't saying that's the reason why.
Right.
But it's like school is different when it's like that. My school was out in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
You ain't walking nowhere. There ain't no sidewalk. It's just grass and ditches on the side of the road.
Right.
Like I drove my own motorcycle to school, like a couple of times. When I drove, I went like during lunch. I like went and got on the bike. I'm flying back and forth. It's a straight like probably 3 miles.
Yeah.
It's a straight
Loose
arm
on the motherfucker,
going
bro.
crazy the whole time, back and forth, back and forth. So that lets you know like you ain't walking nowhere.
Right.
There ain't too many houses close.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody really going like leaving school on some. I'm ditching school today.
Yeah.
I'm just out.
Nah.
You ain't doing that because where you going?
Yeah.
'Cause you don't gotta go. Where you going?
Yeah. No.
You about to walk and just walk down the road like you ain't doing nothing.
We can be out.
You got the store, like a gas. Exactly. You got a gas station across the street.
Nah.
That's it. And that's owned by some Arab.
I mean, we ditched school and went to the city one day.
You know what I'm saying?
Had a ball.
That ain't happening. You ain't ditching school and going to the beach. The beach 45 minutes away. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So what? All right. So what advice? You know, what I mean, I guess do we give? I guess other men or a younger generation of men, of black men. You know what I mean?
For me, it would be to really understand yourself and find your real passion.
Right.
When I was coming up, the only thing I focused on was trap. So when I finally found out exactly what I wanted to do, it was way late in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had went to 3 universities. I come to Elizabeth City and finally like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to be a communications major. I want to major in television and radio production. I want to do that. So I finally found my passion. I started doing what I really wanted to do, and that was a focus in my life. And things took me away from that goal, but I always came back because I found it.
Right.
I knew what it was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I may have went away from it, but I always came back. So once you find that passion of yours, that's your real passion,
Right.
then
And I knew how excited you was with doing this too.
exactly.
With this helping you with doing that.
Right.
And how you find it though? Sometimes I know a lot of people. I know I struggle with it. Just find like, what am I here for?
What is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
Do
That's
a lot
what
of things.
Do a lot of things.
Do a lot of things. Test out the waters. Test things that you never thought you would
Try
do.
new stuff.
Try new
A lot
shit.
of black men don't like to try new stuff.
They stick in their lane.
Like I went skiing and somebody was like, "You doing that white people shit, bro? Why I can't ski?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to go skydiving. Well, why I can't do it?
Right.
Right.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Die.
Okay, if something happened, then it happened. At least I tried it. But it's like try stuff that's outside of your comfort. Stop staying in.
The comfort zone.
Stop staying in. I think that's the advice I would give. Stop staying in that whole thing of, well, this is what black people do, so that's all I'm gonna do.
Right.
They play sports, they listen to music, they go to clubs, they drink, they have sex with a bunch of women. That's all they do. Well, I'm gonna do that.
Nah.
Try some other stuff.
Right.
Be faithful in a relationship. See, you know what I'm
Black
saying?
men don't cheat.
You know, black men don't cheat. Be faithful in a relationship.
Right. Right.
Find new stuff. Try to play the piano. Try to learn a different language. Do something different outside of what the norm is that you feel like this is what black men do.
I agree.
Right.
And it's okay to fail.
Exactly.
Right.
Be okay to fail.
Yo, listen, you never fail, you know what I mean? You just learn what not to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That
I had
was
to
a big
learn
fear
that.
for me.
I had to learn
Me too.
that, you know what I mean? I had to learn that. And like you're saying, get out your comfort zone. You know what I mean? And then sometimes your passion is right there next to you, but you just don't realize it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always had a passion for counseling people. Even in high school, in my senior year, I was part of the peer group connections where I was counseling freshmen. You know what I mean? In college, I was a mentor over the summer program. Stuff that I never thought about. You know what I mean? And then like out of nowhere, I'm like, damn, maybe I need to be doing this. But I don't know nothing about. I ain't grow up knowing nothing about a therapist or a psychologist. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. So now I see, I'm like, yo, this is what I should have been doing my whole damn life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I was too focused on trying to play football. You know what I mean? Then damn, what the hell am I supposed to do after that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
When that ends, it's different. Because now it's like, okay, I gotta find out what the fuck I'm
fucking majoring in criminal justice. We already talked about that authority shit. I thought I wanted. I'm like, yo,
that's crazy. You don't even like authority, and then you want to be authority.
But I wanted to help people.
You want to help people.
I wanted to be the hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be a hero. I want to help people. You know what I mean? But it wasn't through the physical. I was using my physical too much instead of not. That's why I tore both my ACLs trying to go to the army.
Me too.
Trying to go to the army, and God was like, nope, that first year. And then I tried to go back when I got to Charlotte, tore my other one. Boom. So I'm like, I need to use my. I tried to get away from, like you were saying, what I was supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Right. So
I know for me, I've tried some stuff as far as. Well, I ain't really tried like that as far as I've been trying to find my purpose, but I feel like I'm coming into it now, and especially this podcast is definitely helping me because I feel like I told you the other day, I feel like my personality is something that is pushing me to be a certain thing for people. Like I have a service that I need to give to people.
Right.
It might be making people laugh, so it might be something with comedy, or it might be something with being in front of the camera, with talking to people, or something like that. I feel like I need to be in front of people. And the thing is, with my big personality, I like to hide behind a lot of stuff. That's what people don't understand about me. They don't really get that I hide a lot of stuff.
Right.
I hide, but the way I hide it is I be loud and be out about a lot of stuff. And I be random about a bunch of stuff. So it's easy to hide now. Okay, y'all gonna see, oh, I want to come around, he gonna be such and such, this and that. Now the stuff I'm dealing with that bothers you don't know nothing about it.
Exactly.
Because that ain't the focus on all of it no more.
Yeah.
The focus is he's being loud, he's joking, he's laughing, he's making other people laugh. That's what
Bringing
he's doing.
everybody together, he having a
I'm
good
bringing
time.
other people together. I've brought so many people around each other, and they became friends. I've literally found out how to get a group of people together, and then be able to have this group, and then you got this group. They don't deal with this group. All right, so don't invite this group. Keep this group somewhere else. You use this group for certain events. You use this group for different times. You be around. You bring, like, even if I'm going to do something and I'm inviting people, I know who I'm about to text.
Right.
That I can invite to such and such.
That's a great skill to have. You know, like
Exactly.
especially this podcast we have right now. You brought us together, and we're having amazing conversations. You know what I mean? So that's a great skill to have, but you also have to work on yourself.
Exactly. That's the thing.
I think that's the main thing right there, man.
Yeah.
Becoming the best you.
Exactly.
I didn't have no really no New Year's resolution.
Right.
My whole shit was being a better me.
Yeah.
Because once you become a better you, everything else around you becomes better. I realized that. Once you start working on your own shit, you know what I mean? Shit just starts just like aligning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna be perfect all the time.
Exactly.
You're gonna go back. You know, like I said, I fell off for like a week or two with
Right.
running shit.
Yeah.
But boom, I was like, all right, I gotta get back on it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta just be consistent. Just keep trying to be a better you. That's the advice I think I'll give.
Right.
You're gonna make mistakes, but just learn from them.
Learn. What advice I would give, honestly, get in touch with that emotional side. Like, don't be so scared to be vulnerable.
Right.
Be like, feel your feelings.
Yeah.
Understand you really gotta feel your feelings.
Definitely.
I had to learn it in a weird way, and from certain people, and from talking to different people and all of that stuff, and being in the relationship I was in recently, and because that person brought different stuff to me.
Right.
So it was like, all right, this is totally different. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know such and such. But now I'm trying to learn it. So feel those feelings, get in touch with that stuff. So when you do have to deal with something, you can acknowledge, okay, I feel this way about it.
Right.
Well, let me feel this. So now I know how to move after feeling it. I know I'm not just going through this life of not feeling shit or being like, well, fuck these people, fuck these bitches.
I can always,
You know what I'm saying? I can have that one in the clip.
Yeah.
The bullshit around.
Right.
If she messes up. Or, oh, that friend ain't loyal. fuck him.
Yeah.
When you can do more of having conversations, you have more conversations when you start to feel your feelings.
Or confront it, you know what I mean?
And
Sometimes we make confrontations a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just
That's
the way
not
you
always,
do it.
exactly.
It's the way you do it. We can confront something. You might feel upset about it.
Yeah.
But you need to say, hey, this is making me feel this way.
Right.
People don't know that if you don't tell them. That's the thing.
Right.
If I'm doing something to you,
Right.
and you don't say nothing about it,
Right.
then I'm probably going to keep doing it to you because you ain't saying nothing about
Exactly.
it. That's like if I'm saying wild shit to you all the time.
Right.
Yeah, and you
And
just
then
accept it all the time.
You just sitting there thinking, oh, you laughing at all that just had such a thing.
Right.
But then you never say
Until you blow up.
until you blow up.
Yeah,
And when you blow up, it comes out.
Right.
That's the big thing with me.
Right.
I hold,
Right.
and that one last thing that's small, boom, I'm off. I don't give a fuck no more. And I'm telling you about everything.
Right.
Most of us men, man,
Right.
we always do that.
As black men, we do
I
that.
learned how to nip stuff. See, I had to learn this from younger. I nip stuff in the bud early. So if something bothering me,
Yeah.
I might let it go. Okay, boom. But then I nip it in the bud early because I don't want to blow up because I don't want to get to that other side.
Right.
Like I'm real cool, you know, and calm. But once I hit that switch, I'm not thinking about nothing else but hurting the person.
Right.
So I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, let me just go ahead and nip it in the bud. I don't like this. And then from your response back to me, it determines how I can deal with you. Or if I need to cut you the hell off.
Right.
So I learned that early on, you know what I mean? Like in elementary school, my mom was like, you gotta control your anger.
Right.
You know what I mean? She kept saying that, you gotta control your anger.
Yeah.
Control your anger. So that's what I had to learn to do.
I had a bad
Let me go ahead and say it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before I hold it in too much. You know what I mean? Before I spaz. You know what I mean? And it helps me out. Yeah.
Fellas, man, I feel like we had a wonderful conversation. I feel like we got a lot of things out, man. I feel like this episode right here, I hope a lot of us watch it, especially us black men and black women. I hope y'all learn some things about us. You know what I mean? That we deal with, and you can deal with your relationships and the men in your life better.
Right. We gotta learn. We really gotta learn that everybody is dealing with their own stuff.
Right.
So make sure you coming into stuff, meeting people where they are. You can't make somebody be who you want them to be.
Right.
Treat somebody how they want to be treated, not
how you want to be treated.
Right.
Because it don't help neither side.
Right.
How
So-
they want to be treated.
And with that being said, man, that was another episode
Now
of
what
the
we
Third
got to do?
Perspective.
Hold up.
Oh, we always gotta do
hold
this.
up, Trap. Follow the podcast.
Please.
Third Perspective Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube.
Like.
Third Perspective Podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
Like, subscribe. Don't do it on IG and on Twitter. Arlington J. Scott on Facebook.
Keegan Ramjohn on Facebook. Special_K63 on Twitter. A Centaur1 on Instagram.
And our guests,
Thanks for having me.
we
y'all.
appreciate you
Wonderful.
coming.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Spreading all this love and this
Yeah,
knowledge.
definitely, man. It was wonderful. You gave us a
Third
great
Perspective, people.
Appreciate it.
Where it is your perspective,
my
my
perspective.
perspective, and all Lil Daddy season. Scott is giving you the truth, baby.
So he says, man.
You gonna stop trying to play me, dog.
Big 42 to that good neighbor. All right, Cool Breeze, I'm at to cut you loose. Before I let you go, I'm gonna give you something slick you can slide to. You be cool on your stoop. Have fun on your run. You get safe, give me your place.